Please take your seats. Those who've come to listen to us today offline, also those who are joining online, please take your seats. Dear speakers, could you also come to join us? We are starting our session, which is about medical tourism. One needs to mention that this session that is organized within this forum is quite a young one. And such a topic, medical tourism, is discussed only for the second time. For the first time, it was conducted last year. It attracted a lot of interest, and the organizers of the forum invited us to come here to focus on this topic once again. I hope that this is not the last time that we are meeting to discuss it. And I'm the moderator of the session. My name is Yevgenia Kotova. I'm the Deputy Minister of Health of the Russian Federation. And we invited leading experts in the field. I will introduce all of them. And now, on behalf of the Minister of Healthcare of the Russian Federation, I would like to welcome all the participants to this session. I would like to thank the hosting party, the head of the Republic of Tatarstan and the Republic of Tatarstan for welcoming us. And now I'd like to give the floor to the Minister of Healthcare of the Republic of Tatarstan, Marcel Minulin. Marcel, the floor is yours. Distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the government of the Republic of Tatarstan, as well as on behalf of the Minister of Healthcare of Tatarstan, and me personally, we'd like to welcome you at this session, Medical Halal Tourism. This session is taking place within the Economic Forum, Russia Islamic World, Kazan Forum. It's a great pleasure for me to take part in this big forum and to represent the healthcare industry, not only of Tatarstan, but of Russia in general. The business program of Kazan Forum unites 12 big tracks on different topics, and it's a significant event. The organizers paid some special attention to the topic of healthcare of the countries and in the countries of OIC, as well as the principles of halal within medical tourism. Medical tourism is developing quite actively, and it's also due to the project on the export development of medical services within the National Program of Healthcare. The number of patients that were treated within this project grew by 4 times, from 300,000 up to 1,200,000 people. The majority of these people are from OIC countries. Out of those, or among those, 1,200,000 patients that were treated here. Top 5 countries, the citizens of which are mostly interested in the medical services in Tatarstan, are Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, and the most popular tasks that are performed, the checkups, transplantation, transplantology, ophthalmology, neurosurgery, surgery, etc., including the cardiovascular surgery, otolaryngology, obstetrics, urology, traumatology, and orthopedics. The Republic of Tatarstan has all the advantages to render those medical services to the citizens of the OIC member states. We are confirming the status of a region where you can not only enjoy the history and culture, but also where you can get a high quality medical aid in comfortable conditions. Our advantage is also giving medical aid in line with halal standards. I'm sure that today's session will serve its goal, important goal, which is to build the mutual trust when it comes to the halal medical services in our countries. The exchange of experience will promote enhancing our cooperation. I wish all the guests and participants to this forum to have fruitful meetings, as well as open dialogue at the platform of this international event. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank you personally for such a warm welcome, as well as for paying attention to the question of the development of medical services, including the cooperation with the OIC member states. I would also like to state that the spiritual administration of Muslims of Russia also played a very important role in the organization of this forum. The administration plays a very important role when it comes to our cooperation domestically as well as with international partners. Now I'd like to give the floor to the deputy head of the spiritual administration of the Russian Federation, Mr. Abbasov. The floor is yours. Thank you. Let the peace and grace and love of the God be with you. Distinguished Evgenia, distinguished Marcel, dear speakers, and the participants to today's session, it's my great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the spiritual leader of the Muslims of Russia, the head of the spiritual administration, Mr. Demudinov. And I would like to thank all the participants and organizers of today's event. We are conducting these sessions quite closely. It's a very important event. From our side, on the one side, we are a spiritual organization, but on the other side, here we have some cooperation and we unite our efforts with our colleagues and doctors, because doctors treat our bodies and religious leaders treat souls. We've seen it multiple times, and it's confirmed by the fact that when there is a spiritual will and spiritual support of a patient, then the patient can get better faster. And a lot of doctors also confirm that faith helps to cure not only soul, but body as well. So it was very important for us to be here, and the committee in our organization is also actively working today. And we cooperate with the medical community. Especially it happened during the pandemic. We had to call upon people to fight this new disease, COVID-19. And, well, obviously we didn't understand all the aspects from the very beginning, but we cooperated with the doctors, and I think that we managed to fight this acute disease. And today we are talking about such an important topic as medical tourism and halal tourism. This is also an important area for us, especially today when we see who are our friends and who are our enemies. From our side, we try to enforce our bilateral relations, to develop them. We've been doing this work for about 30 years. We're welcoming some reputable guests. When presidents and kings and prime ministers and ministers of different countries are coming here, we always welcome them in our mosques. We continue our cooperation also spiritually. And we also are doing work on raising awareness, because, well, unfortunately, in some Eastern countries, lately, through our media work, we also started to work on different languages, in English, in Russian, in Arabic, and that's how more people learned about our country. And that's how the interest also increased, especially in the medical industry, because we do know that a lot of people were coming to such countries as Germany and other countries for some medical treatment. And our colleagues and partners from the Arabic countries, from the Islamic world, didn't know that we have great doctors who actually work miracles. They help those who need their help. And the prices here are much lower and the quality is much higher. And quite often, ministers on Islamic affairs and scientists started to approach us and asked whether they could come here to get the treatment that it was necessary. And that's how we understood that we could be the guides and help our system of healthcare to attract people and public officials from friendly countries. It's not a secret that today, actually, in Moscow, if you walk around the center, you will see a lot of guests and people from the Arabic Gulf countries such as Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, etc. And so citizens of those countries are coming to us to get qualified and high-quality medical treatment. I guess that this area is very promising. Today we are open towards cooperation with the Islamic world, and this forum that has become a federal and international one is another confirmation that our healthcare system has all the opportunities to also welcome guests that come here for halal tourism and medical tourism. I guess that we'll continue developing this. From our side, we are ready to help, together with the Ministry of Healthcare of Russia, as well as the Ministry of Healthcare of Tatarstan. We are very thankful for such a warm welcome from the Tatarstan side, and we hope that this area will be developed further. From our side, we stand ready to help to develop and to communicate this information to our colleagues in the Islamic world. And today, actually, those are 57 countries that are member states to the OIC, and people from these countries are happy to come here. So good luck, and thank you for your attention. Thank you very much, Ruslan Hazrat. It's very nice to receive your support, and even from what you've already said as a welcoming speech, I got that you are very much involved in the trends of medical care here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for understanding the achievements that our country and this country is proud of. Indeed, we are very welcoming when it comes to patients from different countries that come here, and I believe that we will have more international patients coming here. And now we are slightly moving to the topic of today's discussion. Pandemic or financial restrictions or geopolitical challenges did not result in the decrease of medical tourists to Russia. How does Russia attract medical tourists? They come here not only to see the beauty of this country, to know more about its culture and history. It has always been like this. Our country is really worth visiting, but medical tourists are coming here also to get high-quality medical services. Why is Russia attractive in this respect? Well, first, our healthcare is developing very fast at an advanced pace. This is because of the step-by-step policy by the head of the government and by the president of Russia. We know that we have the projects in the field of healthcare. Our medical infrastructure is developing. They're equipped with contemporary and modern equipment. We create comfortable conditions for the patients. We increase the availability and accessibility of medical aid. And today, citizens of Russia and our guests can enjoy the advanced achievements in the field of healthcare. And welcoming atmosphere that Russia is known for. We have an extensive experience of interconfessional cooperation. We have a lot of ethnicities here that coexist in a very peaceful way, and all of this makes Russia very attractive for medical tourists. What is medical tourism today? Why is it a contemporary trend in the contemporary medical health care? Well, the inflow of tourists to the country, this is also to develop the economy, and this is also for the purposes of competition, because our organizations should be competitive. They should go to the next level. They should have more patients, and that's our fight for the health of people. So to confirm the relevance of today's topic, once again, I would like to say that we have a voluntary system of quality and safety assurance of medical help, and it's harmonized with international standards and principles. All of this, all together, as well as many other aspects, promote the development of medical tourism. And the export of medical services also continues to develop at an advanced pace. So over the past 4 years, we've got to the figure of $1 billion USD. Actually, we projected to reach this result only by the end of 2024, but today we see that we are already ahead of the plan and we already hit the target earlier. And the export of medical services, how it develops, what is its geography, what are the priorities for the development of medical services in Russia. So all of these questions will be represented by Kirill Girin, the head of the Center of the Export of Medical Services. Kirill, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Evgenia, thank you very much for giving me the floor. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to take part in this wonderful event. And I would like to start with saying that medical tourism and export of medical services is indeed developing quite actively. We do have something to say and we are ready to share our experience. So indeed, the medical tourism and export of medical services is the area that started to develop actively because we got a specialized federal program in Russia. It is called the Development of Medical Services. And the goals and the results that are enshrined in the program helped us to develop medical tourism. So that was the driver of our development. And Evgenia already mentioned a couple of figures, and now you can see some more on this slide. The volume of export of medical services is estimated at more than $1 billion USD, and more than 17.5 million foreign citizens received medical services in Russia, starting from 2020. Now, let's move on to the practice-oriented part. I'll talk about our experience. How did we manage to reach those targets that we've just presented? Here, I'd like to talk about the competitive advantages of Russia when it comes to medical tourism and services. So, some of my ideas are already on the slide, and I would like to highlight three most important ones. Those are marketing and market advantages. First, it's competitive pricing. Second one is quality. Evgenia already, our moderator, mentioned this. It's in line with all the international standards. And also, what's very important for medical service is the speed of the service that one can enjoy, the timeline. We have a lot of medical organizations. We have very good technical infrastructure for this, so it can take us very short time to invite patients to get the services that they need in the field of medicine. And talking about the image or brand of Russian medicine, well, actually the key in this is the Russian School of Medical Education. And so it's quite well known, and that allows us to talk about our medicine at different international markets. Now let's talk about the patient flow. I would like to state that the CIS countries are the top ones here. So what I mean is that we get about 70% of patients from CIS countries, from such states as Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Armenia. And it's not surprising. We do understand very well that this is mostly connected to the fact that we are quite close culturally. We've developed very friendly, good relations. We are also neighboring countries. And the development of systems of healthcare is quite similar in these countries and in Russia. At the same time, I would like to state that we are scaling up the experience of our work with CIS countries, with the far abroad countries. And so on this slide, you can see that we are already receiving a lot of foreign patients that are coming from far abroad countries. Actually, this is the next step of our development. That's how we would like to move on. We would like to attract more patients from the Asian countries, Middle East countries, African countries, and Eastern Europe. Talking about the most popular medical services. Well, here I do agree absolutely with what Marcel already said. We actually have absolutely different areas in which patients can get their services. And here you can see the top 5 areas that were the most successful when it comes to the volume of medical services rendered, but we are open when it comes to any other area. Talking about medicine in Russia, and Evgenia, our moderator, already mentioned this, I would still like to give you some more figures. We have more than 7.5 million surgeries, including high-tech surgeries. We now are training about 30,000 foreign students that are studying in Russia. And later, these students can come back to their countries, and they are still in close communication with their Russian colleagues. And when they work at home in their home countries, they can also consult with the Russian professionals. And we received and treated 17.5 million foreign patients. And we have about 95,000 medical organizations in Russia. And among those 95,000, the Ministry of Healthcare of Russia focuses on our flagship institutions, such as the national medical research centers, the federal scientific research centers. This is our scientific foundation. They provide methodological support. They provide us with the best practices, medical practices of Russia. So the federal centers can later forward those practices to the regional centers, and that's how we can properly communicate how one should communicate with foreign patients. We have 36 flagship medical organizations, and they're working across 26 medical care profiles. And it's also very important to mention some territorial centers of medical tourism in Russia. Those are active regions, geographically and transport-wise, they're quite attractive for our foreign patients. Of course, we have more regions like this, but we just identified top 5. First is Moscow region, then St. Petersburg, then Novosibirsk region, Sverdlovsk region, and the Republic of Tatarstan. Today, we are in the Republic of Tatarstan, and we are welcomed a lot here. Also, the Ministry of Healthcare of the Republic of Tatarstan is actively developing this areas. And on top of the infrastructure that Tatarstan has, they also are trying to get better and better. And to conclude my presentation, I would like to state that we are also working actively to digitalize the healthcare system in Russia, and medical tourism is not an exception here. That's why we've got a special portal for the medical tourism in Russia. So foreign patients who are coming to Russia can access this portal, and they can get information about the services that are available, about the clinics where they can get it. So more than 250,000 medical organizations are presented there. 250 medical organizations. And so this is the access point for those foreign tourists that are coming from medical services to Russia. And so here you can also see the QR code. You can scan it and get acquainted with the lists of leading Russian medical organizations, etc. So this is the big driver for the development of this industry. And I can say that today we've shaped a full-fledged market of medical tourism in Russia. And federal centers, the representatives of which will speak today, as well as regional clinics that will also speak today, municipal organizations and private clinics are all included in this, as well as the agencies and associations of medical tourism. So together with all of them, over the 5 years of the project that I mentioned, we managed to build the full foundation for the movement ahead. So I've said that today we've already built our connection and work with the CIS countries, and now we are moving forward to receive patients from far abroad countries. We are open to new challenges, to cooperation. It will be very interesting for us to discuss medical tourism with all the representatives at this forum. We are ready to share our experience, and we'll be happy to get some interesting information from the participants of the forum. Thank you. Thank you, Kirill, for your very extensive and precise presentation.
So, as it was highlighted by Mr. Girin, a very big role in the medical tourism export development lies in special centers that have high advanced technologies to provide medical treatment, and one of the most relevant directions is oncology or cancer care, and in line with that I would like to give the floor to the head of our flagship center of Russian oncology on development of medical services exports in cancer care, a general director of the Federal Center of Radiology of the Ministry of Healthcare, Andrei Kaprin. Thank you very much. Distinguished Evgenia Kotova and Kirill Girin and Marcel Minulin, dear friends, dear panelists, it's very pleasant for me to be here and to speak in front of you. It's a great forum, and the hospitality of Tatarstan is well known, and we can truly feel it, so thank you for that. So what can I say? A lot has changed in our country. We are now independent, and we are looking forward to be famous in the worldwide. It's absolutely normal, because the competition in the world of medical services has always been very strong, and it drives us to make actions that we take. We need to look for new technologies as we are heading great centers. So our center is celebrating its 10th anniversary. The Federal Medical Center was established 10 years ago, so I would like to send regards from my colleagues to all of you. So previously people didn't come to Russia for medical tourism, not because we are bad, but we don't have services that we don't have but other countries do. If you call to Germany hospital and you say that I'm interested in that direction, so you will get calls for 18 months from an agent who will tell you that he will take you to the Berlin Zoo or to restaurants, and their country will do everything for you free of charge. And you know how it's ending. We don't have such a beautiful policy, and we need to do something with that. So now we developing in our center over this period. We have made around 0.5 million rubles, billion rubles. But the geography is quite challenging, especially when it comes to communication. So take a look at the Ukraine. Ukraine is on the second place in terms of number of patients, And this is because cancer care is not very well developed in that country. But we have decent cancer care, and people realize it. So in Kharkov there was a cancer care center, and it was very small, and they used our facilities in Obninsk to train their doctors. So it was like a very good marketing approach. So you train your doctors, and so later on they can help other people, and this is our main focus. But what did the pandemic give us? So it took a lot of lives, but still we finally can do remote medicine. Remote medicine is a very interesting tool that allows you to give some patient care in different languages, and we see that. So we're trying to arrange such consultancies. It's very effective, and you can, for example, persuade a patient to come to the hospital, but if they don't need it, they can get some advice. And we are on the 4th place in terms of remote medicine. So when I came to Kazan, we were in the top 3, but now I got information that we are on the 4th place. So still we need to continue our work, and I will ask why we are now on the 4th place. But as you can see, the competition is quite heavy, and it drives us to move on. So we have better results in terms of profitability and the number of foreign patients. So what can we offer to you? Of course, we do have some shortage in terms of beds, but you can see that problem elsewhere. And the deficit of doctors is a well-known problem, and World Health Organization says that the shortage of doctors in the world is quite big. And we need to do something with that, especially when it comes to the primary care. But sometimes we do have coordinators who are ready to work without salaries just to stay in our center. So what is concerning? So, for example, a patient comes to me, but his place is occupied by 3 foreign patients. So where can we get these beds for foreign patients? So, and the problem is that they cannot wait. It's either we need to have a hotel at the territory of the center, what we are actually planning to do. And I reported it to my boss, because some people can actually have their treatment outpatiently. And it's all actually about money. If we have such a hotel, it will help us to increase our profit. Sometimes we have people who stay in queue to come to our center. And apartments around our center are bought by rich businessmen who just want to get to our center. That's why we say that we need to improve our infrastructure. There is a lot of work to be done. We need to get better financing, financial support. We need to deal something with the individual support. And we don't have such a department. We don't have a visa support department. So that's why we are lagging behind international companies or centers, we do have the best doctors, best oncologists and surgeons, but still we need to provide some kind of out of medicine support. So also I have to say that we have localized our website into several languages, which is quite convenient for our foreign patients. As for our current activities, I have to say that I am the president of the oncologist and audiologists of the Russian Federation, so that's why a lot of people come to us for trainings. And it's not like a commercial project. We do it free of charge. We are ready to train your doctors. We are ready to accommodate them. And I think that it's absolutely great. And people from Russia, from the CIS, and from other countries come to us. That's why we have our website in different languages. So everything is okay in terms of language accessibility of our website and our center. So there is no problem with that. Also, we have a medical tourism web page for our patients. Also, we have translators and interpreters, and everything is okay with that regard. So we have this information portal for our patients. So this is how it looks like. I'm just about to finish. We can receive search requests or queries in that view, and we are using the international standard for that. And also we cooperate with different other centers and countries. On June 30th, 2020, the Economic Council of the CIS has decided to give us the status of the basic organization of country members of the CIS, of member countries of the CIS in the cancer care. Thank you very much, and let's give us a round of applause to Mr. Kapran, and we can congratulate you on having this anniversary. And I think that the problems that you have outlined are the evidence that your center is in high demand by foreign patients. And of course we need to set higher goals, and we need to know how to overcome existing and future problems. Thank you very much for your presentations. Dear colleagues, as it was said, not only national medical centers, but big regional clinics also offer something very interesting to international tourists. And of course, these are big cities where such clinics are concentrated, big hubs, big logistics centers. And today we would like to share with you some positive experience from the Republic of Tatarstan of how we provide help to small patients. And that's why I would like to give the floor to our distinguished speaker, to Deputy Chief Medical Officer, Children's Republican Clinical Hospital of the Minister of Healthcare, Republic of Tatarstan, Alla Gumerova. Over to you. Dear guests, let me say a few words about medical tourism in the Republic of Tatarstan. So we have 72 hospitals, 36 outpatient facilities, 1,674 paramedic and midwife stations, and more than 23,000 our beds. Since 2019, we are implementing the development of export of medical services project, and we started to develop the we started to develop the regional project and the priority project. This is the priority project, and we have set our goals. Our republic has successfully met all our goals over this period. We have developed a project office for medical tourism. We have prepared a regulatory framework. We have developed criteria for assessing a medical organization. We now have a register of medical organizations. We have a section called medical tourism on our website where you can learn about our medical organization. So, and of course it was translated into the main world languages also. We have samples of medical documentation. We have a price list for the services provided. We have employees to work with foreign patients, and we have information and communication campaign for foreign patients. So we have provided treatment for 500,000 foreign citizens from 163 countries, and the amount of such prizes is around 1 billion rubles, which is quite good. To implement such a project, we had to work hard, and the participants of this project are the government of the Republic of Tatarstan, Ministry of Healthcare of the Russian Federation, Ministry of Healthcare of Tatarstan, Ministry of Industry and Commerce of Tatarstan, State Committee for Tourism, medical universities, investment development agency, and insurance company. So here you can see some dynamics, and you can see that our indicators grew by 8 times, and compared to 2019, in 2013 we have provided treatment to more than 100,000 people from 154 countries, and the most relevant profiles are transplantation, oncology, neurosurgery, otolaryngology, midwifery, and some else, and some others. So we have 24 international certificates of compliance that you can get on our website. We comply with all international standards, and we provide safe and secure services. So treatment in Tatarstan is high quality, best doctors, and affordable prices. And also we respect religious feelings according to halal standards. We help you to know the culture of the region, and we provide you with trust and care. Now a few words about our leading clinics. It is Republican Clinical Hospital, Children's Republican Clinical Hospital, City Clinical Hospital number 7, named after Sadikov, Emergency Hospital, Interregional Clinical Diagnostic Center, Republican Clinical Oncology Dispensary, Republican Clinical Ophthalmological Dispensary, and Almetysk Multidisciplinary Hospital. Republican Clinical Hospital is the leading multidisciplinary medical institution of Tatarstan, level 3. We provide medical care to the adult population. In the hospital we have 35 specialties and a consultative clinic in 48 specialties, and we provide our emergency assistance for all profiles 24/7. So we have the only Republican Center for Disaster Medicine in our Republican Clinical Hospital. We provide remote consultations or advices with the world's leading medical centers. Also, we cooperate with Center for Anesthesiology, Intensive Care and Resuscitation. And we also provide visits from other teams. We also have Republican Perinatal Center, where we register around 8,000 births per year. We have monitoring for pregnant women. We provide early diagnosis of fetal development abnormalities, safe prolongation of pregnancy. And also we have ongoing medical consiliums with the Republican Clinical Hospital. Also, we have an organ donation coordination center where we provide split transplantation, related transplantation for adults, liver transplantation, oncology transplantation, and we attract neighboring regions to the donor program. Next is a Children's Republican Clinical Hospital. that has been there since 1977, and it embraces the best traditions of domestic medicine and modern world technologies. It's a chief pediatrical hospital, single curate of pediatric medicine in Tatarstan. We have more than 1,000 beds in 4 hospitals, around 150,000 calls, 45,000 hospitalization, and 13,000 surgeries. In 2021, on the basis of Children's Republican Clinical Hospital, we opened the Center for Pediatric Oncology, Hematology and Surgery, the only center in Tatarstan and the Volga Federal District that provides comprehensive care to children with cancer and hematological diseases. In our center, we have patients with hematology and immunology, chemotherapy of hematological and solid tumors, modern diagnostics, including medical genetic examination, rehabilitation, and maintaining a register of bone marrow donors and cooperation with funds. Innovation of 2023 is the creation of a pediatric transplant service that we are very proud of. Over the last year, we have made 10 autotransplantations. They were performed for children with high-risk cancer diseases, and also we performed a transplantation of a donor cadaver kidney into a 15-year-old girl with a stage 5 chronic kidney disease. Another one facility is Sadikov City Clinical Hospital number 7 Emergency Medicine Center, a leading clinic providing a full range of medical services from outpatient visits, emergency medical care to high-tech diagnostic methods, complex surgical interventions and rehabilitation. For the first time, high-tech surgical interventions according to the profile such as cardiac surgery, neurosurgery, neurorehabilitation and new methods of medical rehabilitation have been introduced. Also, we opened a simulation center. Also, we have park that is called Chaikova Lake, and it became the only project from Russia included into the top 5 finalists of International Urban Prize Innovation Guangzhou, China. On its basis, we have a treatment and rehabilitation center. The main types of rehabilitation provided are presented on this slide, and every 3rd patient of the Republic by profile medical rehabilitation is a patient from the treatment and rehabilitation center. And we have a very decent team of athletes of para-football that were put into this team after they went through the treatment in our rehabilitation center to reduce number of deaths. We have opened the perinatal center at the basis of City Clinical Hospital number 7. That's the 3rd level of obstetric and gynecological care. We deal with up to 8,000 births. The capacity is 120 beds. We have very good center capacities, reception, diagnostics with the CT, MRI, X-ray. We provide advices and diagnostics department. And also we have a department of intensive care for hemocorrection room for pregnant women, women in labor and postpartum. Also we have interregional clinical diagnostic center, Center for the provision of cardiac surgery care in the Volga Federal District. Surgeries include surgeries on heart, brain, vessels, heart, transnasals, surgeries on brain endovascular aortic replacement on 20 anatomical areas, and 77 operational methods are being implemented. Interregional clinical centers. So we have advanced technologies that have been introduced in the field of architecture of medical institutions. Surgery rooms are equipped with laminar airflows. The wards are equipped with the smart house system, and also we have an empathic interior design. So now emergency hospital in Nabережные Chelny is a modern multidisciplinary center for the provision of high-tech medical care in the northeast of Tatarstan since 2015. It has received a certificate of accreditation according to GCI international standard, and we don't need to take this certificate once again. For the first time in Russia, a hybrid aortic replacement was performed, and also we are the leaders in the number of surgeries using stent grafts, and also we are using the Invastic testing, and the largest ECMO technology is also in that center. On the southeast, we have Almatyevsk Inter-District Multidisciplinary Hospital with the entire range of high-tech medical care, and we provide care in 11 districts of the southeast of Tatarstan with a total population of 800,000 people. Republican Clinical Oncology, it's an RCOD member of the Association of European Oncological Institute. We are proud of our technologically full cycle of oncological care. Republican Clinical Oncology Center, Nuclear Medicine Center for most of cancer care. Republican Clinical Ophthalmological Hospital, also a full cycle of ophthalmological services can be found there, advisory assistance, comprehensive diagnostics, and all this is available 24/7. And also we entered the register of 100 best medical organizations in the Volga Federal District, and we rank first. What services in clinics can be offered in Tatarstan? So in our clinics we have service that allows you to choose a doctor. You can book a convenient date for diagnostics, treatment, or rehabilitation. You can issue an invitation to obtain a visa. We can help you to find accommodation or tickets. We can help you with the interpreter or translator. We can help you to buy tickets or to book some additional services like tours. It allows us to attract more patients. Our pride is the halal medicine on the basis of our Republican Clinical Hospital. Since 2015, we have obtained a certificate from the Halal Standard Committee of the Spiritual Administration of Muslims of Tatarstan, and we provide a highly qualified medical staff that were trained according to the Halal standard in the Islamic Institute. Each patient receives, and it relates to ritual circumcision service. So they receive a certificate sunat to confirm that the medical services were received in accordance with the canons of Islam. There are no queues. It is very comfortable. We have decent living conditions, a prayer room, food, halal food, and medical products according to halal standards. Also, on June 1st, 2023, the construction of a mosque was launched on the territory of the Children's Republican Clinical Hospital as part of the single spiritual complex Tikhy Sad, Quiet Garden. And we got support from the head of Republic of Tatarstan and the spiritual administration of Muslims. Our construction is going on, and in summer we plan to open it, and we invite everyone to come to see it and to get spiritual support and medical care, because doctors treat your bodies and muftis treat your souls, and we hope that this will help to our citizens, to our dwellers, and to international foreigners. Our hospitals are ready to receive patients from the IOC. Our literature, our documentation and websites are localized into Arabic language, so you can benefit from it. And thanks to close cooperation of our clinics, we have signed a lot of MOUs with different countries and different centers. We provide trainings and workshops, and these doctors send their patients to us because we have equal conditions. So we're proud of our republic, we're proud of our government and leaders, and we welcome everyone. Welcome to
Большое спасибо, Алла Гумаровна, исключительно.
Thank you very much, Alla. It's a very extensive, very informative, very useful report. We do understand that today the Republic of Tatarstan can be a very good example for other constituencies of Russia, as well as for other countries, because you are laying the foundation for the trend of the exports of medical services. And you create not only high-tech, high-quality service, but also you create very good conditions, and you surround your patients with care, as well as you provide high-quality halal services. And all of this makes Tatarstan and other Russian regions very attractive for medical patients of all the ages. And now I'd like to give the floor to our next speaker, who represents the largest region of Russia, which is the city of Moscow. This is the representative of Moscow Healthcare and Pediatrics. I'll give the floor to Ismail Osmanov, the chief physician of Children's City Clinical Hospital named after Bashlyeva at the Moscow City Health Department. He's also a co-chair of the Committee on Health under Russia Muftis Council. So, Ismail Magomedovich, I would like to kindly ask you to stay within the time limit of 5 to 7 minutes, because we'd like to be able to give the opportunity to speak to everybody. Now the floor is yours.
Good morning, dear colleagues. I'm very upset I could not come to the beautiful city, Kazan, and to be there with you. Anyway, from the distance, I would like shortly to present my message regarding pediatrics as a branch of healthcare tourism in Moscow. So let me put my presentation on. Okay. As you one of the most relevant fields where all the modern technologies are implemented and updated almost on daily basis. There are 9 children's hospitals in Moscow. 5 of them are multidisciplinary big hospitals, and also there are 4 specialized children's hospitals. Quality and high-tech medical care always remain our goals for Moscow pediatric healthcare. Another our main goal is to prevent both acute and chronic diseases with serious prognosis as well. And for that, we do a lot, including our patient and patients' parents. As you can see, there is not one field of pediatrics that is not covered in Moscow clinics, such as neonatology, cardiosurgery, urology, nephrology, endocrinology, oncohematology, and other. In order to resolve some unique tasks and provide high-quality care to children with rare diseases, we decided to create specialized centers with highly trained personnel. For example, Bashlyeva Children's Hospital has a unique center for celiac diseases. St. Vladimir Hospital operates gravity surgery and hemodialysis center. Also, Pilatus Children's Hospital has very sophisticated hand surgery center and center for hepatobiliary pathology and others. One of the oldest children's hospitals in Russia, Morozovskaya, operates several centers with highly professional medical staff. For example, the City Center for Pediatric Transfusiology, Center for Children with Willebrand disease, also a reference center for congenital hereditary diseases and other. Spiratsky Hospital is famous with very well known its unique burn center. Surgical care is also provided in all pediatric hospitals. One of the most advanced surgical centers is based in Research Institute of Emergency Pediatric Surgery and Traumatology. Other hospitals provide also surgical treatment of resistant forms of epilepsy, as well as comprehensive rehabilitation of parents with cerebral palsy and brain trauma. In conclusion, dear colleagues, I would like to emphasize once again that creating such a highly professional center for specific pathology in Moscow pediatric healthcare has improved quality of care. Also help doctors to upgrade their knowledge in specific pathology and rare diseases, and helps to maintain very high quality of all international standards. Today, we can proudly say that in Moscow pediatrics healthcare system, there is not one single task that cannot be resolved. Due support to Moscow Healthcare Department, we were able to reach very high quality of pediatric medicine in Moscow in a very short time. And of course, I would like to emphasize also to mention that capability of Moscow Pediatric Service allows us to provide high-end care not only to citizens of Moscow and all over the country, but also we admit patients from other countries. It is important to note also that we are open to practical and scientific collaboration. Thank you very much.
Большое спасибо.
Thank you very much, distinguished Ismail. Our audience is applauding you. Thank you for your very important and useful and full of love report, full of love to children. I would like to remind all the participants that 2024 was pronounced the year of family in Russia, and so the leaders of Russia, as well as those who work in the field of healthcare, including in Moscow, pay a lot of attention to the protection of children's health. And your center, Ismail, is one of the flagship centers where you see and you show a very good treatment of children. I'd like to thank you for this very important information that you presented to us. Thank you. And now, dear colleagues, we move on. And we've just listened to the representatives of government institutions, public institutions in the field of healthcare. But we also have some private organizations, and they also develop their technologies and they develop their medical services. They also add to the medical services expert. And now I'd like to give the floor to the representative of a private organization, Rashid Sadikov. He is the member of the expert committee on health under the Russian Mufti Council, and he the CEO of Help Health. Thank you, distinguished Evgenia. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, dear guests, distinguished panel members. As it was said, my name is Rashid Sadikov, and I'm the member of the expert committee. And now I would like to talk about the activities of our committee under the Russian Mufti's Council. And I would like to talk specifically about halal medical tourism in this country. I would like to talk about the prospects of halal medical tourism in Russia. I'd like to give you the current situation and context to understand what is going on. So it was already said a lot, and indeed I can confirm everything that was said. Our organization is working in the field of medical tourism starting from 2009. We started with first forwarding our patients for some treatment abroad, but then we realized that if any disease can be cured somewhere in the world, we can also cure it here in Russia. And that's how we reversed this flow of patients back to Russia. And so today we have 2 patients from Arabic countries here undergoing treatment in Russia. We're also consulting now 3 patients, and I will not even talk about CIS countries. Those are our neighbors. They're coming here to be treated, and they feel like at home here. And so the development of halal tourism, medical tourism, would allow us to increase the demand for medical services in Russia. And so I would not like to take too much of your time, so I will just highlight some main aspects. And I would like to talk about specifically halal market. This is a very promising area of development in Russia. Islam is the second religion when it comes to the number of those who practice it. About 36% of the whole population exercise it, and about 120 million people exercising this. And in many countries, Islam is the government religion. So by the estimates, by 2025, the number of Muslim travelers will reach about 160 million people with a total expenditure of about $220 billion. And so the population of this planet is searching more and more for some medical services beyond the countries where they live. The internet helps here, telemedicine helps here a lot. And now we see also the development of AI, and that also helps to enhance the communication. Over the time, while the Committee on Healthcare is organizing different events and sessions at this forum, we've seen already some good progress. And the speeches that we've heard today just confirmed it. Today we heard the representatives from ministries and from some very reputable medical organizations. And we can see that there is not only demand for medical tourism, but also there is an increasing demand for halal services. Unfortunately, the citizens of the Arabic countries are not informed enough yet that there is no problem here with any halal services. And today, it was already mentioned that now we are having this raising awareness campaign. Our first patient from the United Arab Emirates was invited here. And, well, I told him that if you give me 2 reasons why you didn't like it here for some reasons, then I'll return you the money. And I actually got payment from him higher than the expected one by 10%. So if a patient got refusal for treatment in any other countries or in their motherland, or maybe if the cost of treatment is much lower here, then the halal infrastructure at medical institutions is not becoming the priority. So actually, water, fruits, and some halal products are available everywhere. And to pray, Muslims do not even need some special prayer rooms. And what Andrei already mentioned today, Andrei Kaprin, here in this country, we can organize something that one cannot organize in other countries, especially taking into account the current conditions and the development in Russia. And so here I'd just like to give you some comparison. And I got this information from an open source about the availability of some medical services. And so this is what already was said today. Our competitive advantage is pricing. You can see it here. Sometimes we are more competitive in pricing by 10 times. To have a CT here and to buy a ticket to Russia and buy from, for example, some Arab country is still less expensive than having the same CT at home. So if we continue to promote our services more and more, if we can talk about it more. For example, the Committee on Health under the Russian Muftis Council is also working on the information campaign. Maybe we can help somehow. Maybe more and more patients could learn about this. And if we do all this, then the flow of patients that come into Russia will increase. And as it was said, if we have the same service as the one in Germany, for example, in Israel, it was even more aggressive promo campaign, right? In Israel, they said, yeah, we will do everything, and then they say, yeah, we've done everything possible. Well, we should always try to treat a patient. We shouldn't refuse a patient. Our doctors have very high moral standards, and if they can render any help, then they will do this. So we also have the infrastructure ready in Russia, in Moscow, in the regions, in the Republic of Tatarstan. We have everything necessary. It's very convenient. There is no problem with this. We just need to tell more about this, those people for whom it might be important. Halal in medical services. With the spiritual administration of Muslims in Russia and by the initiative of the Mufti, Rail, we are actively working within the Committee on Healthcare. We have different expert councils. We also work with the young professionals and with students. And we also arrange some continuous training for different healthcare professionals. So here on this slide, you can see another example of a course. So it will take place on the 22nd and 23rd of May 2024. It's already was almost booked fully. And so we also promote it online. And our distinguished Mufti at his high level also communicates this information to his colleagues at different platforms of interaction. And so the organizers told me that you can leave this room only if you subscribe to the channel of our committee. Of course, it's a joke. So thank you for your attention. Let the God be with you. Let the God grant you with your patience when you were listening to me. Thank you for your attention. Once again, I'd like to underline that in Russia, there are a lot of opportunities to develop, or for development. And if we continue adding some beds in the centers of competencies that you've already listened about, it will be very great potential unleashed. We have the standards, we have the government working on this, and I hope that very soon we'll be ahead of the whole world. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rashid. It was a very interesting and dynamic presentation, and we move on. And, well, of course, we could continue speaking about the opportunities in Russia, about different profiles and areas that are available. But I think it's time to give the floor to our guests, the representatives of Turkey. And so Turkey is one of the leaders in the market of medical tourism. And it's my great privilege to give the floor to Abdullah Oksuz, co-founder and the director of a medical and pharma company in Turkey, the regional leader in medical tourism in the field of services in the country. The floor is yours. Good afternoon. My name is Abdullah Oksuz. I'm the CEO of BM Medical Pharma. So our company produces medical devices such as plasters, bandages, as well as food supplements and vitamins. We also supply medical equipment to hospitals. We also work with the architecture of hospitals, and we organize trainings. And we also develop medical tourism. Talking about medical tourism, Turkey is quite competitive at the world market because Turkey is only 4 hours by plane from 57 countries. And about 1 billion people are living in those 57 countries. Secondly, we continue to invest in the development and improvement of medical services in our country. We have more than 1,600 hospitals, and about 600 of them are private hospitals, and about 1,000 of them have the JCI. 37 clinics with JCI certificates. So medical tourism in Turkey is organized very well. Our hospitals offer medical services for foreign international patients. Our company collaborates with leading clinics in Turkey. The level of the service and the treatment for patients can be competitive with the best clinics in the world. We provide transfers, interpretation, and we also provide for the high quality comfort for our patients. One of the main advantages of being treated in Turkey is the cost, of course. The cost of the treatment is lower than in the USA or in Europe. In 2023, in Turkey, about 1,600,000 people visited Turkey for medical tourism. And in 2022, about 700,000 patients came to Turkey for medical treatment and for medical tourism. So in 2023, we grew by 2 times. In Turkish clinics, one can enjoy the advanced technologies, especially when it comes to surgery, radiotherapy, rehabilitation, and treatment itself. Turkish professionals monitor what's happening in the world medicine, and they continue to improve their infrastructure, the supplies, and also they get the knowledge from the best practitioners. Despite a big flow of patients to Turkey, Turkish doctors also offer online consultations. So after the treatment, patients can contact us if they have any problems with their health. And you can see what our hospitals look like. Here you can see the pictures. And here are the hospitals where our patients get treated. The organization of foreign patients treatment first, it starts with the preliminary consultation. And a lot of Turkish hospitals work with the international insurance companies, such as Allianz, ING Global Medical Insurance, and other companies. And this allows foreign patients to pay for their treatment with the help of their insurance companies. That's how Turkey offers a unique opportunity for medical tourism. We provide high-quality medicine, service, and affordable prices. And we are proud of this. This quality can be seen not only in private clinics. Our public hospitals can demonstrate the same quality. And actually, our president has a hobby. He is keen on new hospitals and technologies, and our president always offers his friends to be treated in the public hospitals. So we also pay a lot of attention when it comes to medical tourism to public clinics, because everything is ready there. So you can see what our private clinics look like very easily. So we are waiting for you in Turkey, not only for treatment, On top of treatment, you can also go shopping. You can also walk alongside the seaside. So we can't compete with our Russian colleagues because Russia is very famous in the field of radiology and oncology and cancer treatment. So we cannot compete in this respect with Russia. But we have very high and good technologies in our public clinics. And our state and government also supports our private clinics. They are giving them loans to buy some advanced equipment and cutting-edge technologies. And we are very proud that our president also supports the healthcare industry. Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. Of course, we see that Turkey has always been one of the leaders in the medical tourism, and their experience is quite helpful to colleagues from the IOC countries who are listening to us, and to colleagues from the Russian Federation. And of course, our relations in the medical tourism will always be about competition to patients, but it's absolutely okay like in any industry. But on the other hand, we have our friendly, good relations. So thank you very much for taking part in this forum and for information you have shared with us. Dear colleagues, as it was said before, a very big share in the medical services export come from the patients from the CIS. That's why I would like to give the floor to our neighbors. And I would like to invite give the floor to Svetlana Nesterova from Bukhara State Medical Institute, named after Abu Ali ibn Sina. So, Svetlana, over to you. Thank you very much, Evgenia. Thank you very much, dear panelists and dear guests. Let me introduce to you a report on the unique city and today I would like to talk to you about development of medical tourism in the Republic of Uzbekistan, staff training at the Bukhara State Medical Institute for medical tourism industry. So our institute is now training new personnel, which is a very important trend in terms of medical tourism promotion, because we need to best doctors. Medical tourism in Uzbekistan is a new and promising direction in the hospitality industry. Today, Uzbekistan has modern medical centers offering inpatient and outpatient services, surgical treatment, dental care at affordable prices. And most of these centers provide services on the basis of international insurance. In Bukhara, the homeland of the outstanding Dr. Abu Ali ibn Sina, highly qualified personnel are being trained in rehabilitation, balneology, traditional medicine. In Samarkand, under the auspices of the SCO Summit, a tourism cluster is being launched, which includes 8 large hotels, including one of the resort sanatorium hotels, where tourists can receive high-quality medical services. Treatment and recreation in Uzbekistan will be a new competitive product, both for foreigners and for the local population. Quality, low-cost laboratory testing, diagnostic tests, and basic medical procedures can be included into the tour content or composition. In the concept for the development of the healthcare system of Uzbekistan 2019-2025, in order to develop medical tourism in the Republic, the task is set to develop a strategy for the development of inbound medical tourism in Uzbekistan and a roadmap for its implementation, aimed at radically increasing tourism potential of domestic medical organizations. Today, A specially created department under the Ministry of Health of Uzbekistan has been entrusted with the issues of medical tourism. And our next goal, as far as medical tourism is concerned, is to collect information about patients, widespread informing of the population about the capabilities of domestic specialized medical institutions, providing advice to patients, collection and synthesis of statistical data on the volume of paid medical services provided to non-residents by domestic medical centers. Now a few words about prospects of medical tourism development. We now have a national program for the development of medical tourism. We have a special association that embraces the best centers, insurance companies, tourist agencies, and educational institutions. So we have a chamber, we have a department in one of our universities where we learn traditional medicine. We also restore old recipes. Tashkent University for the first time created a cure for oncorehabilitation, and now it is part of our program. So now we have these several directions, expanding the range and volume of high-tech medical care at the international level in domestic clinics, informing a wide range of interested parties about unique natural institutions and sanatorium resource treatment, preventive health improvement, implementation of online quality and safety control capabilities, monitoring of long-term results of therapeutic and diagnostic measures, cooperation in training and internship of specialists, exchange of best practices and scientific and practical knowledge between domestic and foreign clinics, as well as promoting the development of cultural ties through medical tourism in Uzbekistan, improving international relations through informal contacts of our and foreign citizens. So also would like to outline that Bukhara is a unique city that is known for its sightseeing, and every person who comes to Bukhara can touch the legacy of Avicenna, because Avicenna was born in Bukhara. The mission of Bukhara State Medical Institute is all about training of highly qualified personnel, competitive leading personnel of the international level, capable of changing medical and pedagogical thinking in a changing world, providing high-quality medical, preventive, and rehabilitation care to the population to protect health of Uzbekistan population. Also, we restore recipes of Ibn Sina with the assistance of the Ibn Sina Foundation, under the president of Uzbekistan, Bukhara State Medical Institute, Tashkent Pharmaceutical Institute, Tashkent State Academy. And currently, clinical recommendations currently include drugs for oncological prevention and oncological rehabilitation under the compulsory medical insurance system. And now I would like to show a video about our activities. Let's check this out. Unfortunately, no sound from the video into the interpretation booth.
В работе конференции приняли участие около 70 известных ученых, специалистов, философов, исламоведов, историков, востоковедов, музыковедов, врачей, фармацевтов из более чем 20 стран мира.
Мы долгое время дружим и подписали в прошлом году соглашение с международным...
So we have signed agreements on international cooperation where we provide capabilities for trainings of healthcare professionals, of interns, of doctors. We would like to be like the guiding people of a well-known scientist who is known in the entire world. So here we are talking about the combination of traditional medicine and high-tech medical technologies. We also discussing the prospects of such implementation, and discussions are being made with our colleagues from India, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkey and many other countries. So I'm very pleased to be here, that you pay so much attention to the healthcare development, especially medical education, as you are great hearers of the well-known Avicenna. And also we need to talk about cooperation in the area of traditional medicine. We also took a look at the best technologies, best practices, which is quite important and significant to take a new step in the medical development. During the international Avicenna readings, an MOU was signed with the international student. We have reached agreement with the Turkey Medical Institute, and some handwriting materials of Avicenna were handed over to Turkey representatives. And in 2024 there will be a medical forum in Samarkand. At the very end, dear friends, I would like to say that in October 8 state and private institutes were signed. We have a consortium with BRICS and Ms. Kortova. We address to you with our will to support our initiatives, to support Ibn Sina Foundation, and also we invite all of our colleagues to Samarkand, where a very big international conference will take place. Thank you for your attention. Our round of applause to Ms. Nestorova. Thank you very much for your overview of how medical tourism is being developed in Uzbekistan. And dear colleagues, we have the final report. We get back to our colleagues from Turkey. It is Janera Hayir Jankizi, Director of CIS Department, Medicana Health Group. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, can you read our presentation? No, we cannot see your presentation, but we can hear your voice perfectly. Finally, the presentation is on the screen. So 5-7 minutes, not more, if you don't mind. We can hear you and we can see you finally. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear us? So we can hear you. And we're looking forward to seeing your presentation, and please stay within the time limit. Good afternoon once again. I'm Janera, and I'm actually the director of CIS Department, Medicana Health Group. Now I'm going to share my presentation with you. So we are a clinic network. It is one of the leading institutions in the field of healthcare in Turkey. Since 1992, the Medicana network of clinics provides comprehensive healthcare services with modern medical technologies. So Medicana is the only clinic network that can provide its services to the Istanbul airport.
Это наша сеть клиник. Первая из них, которая я говорила.
So this is the network of our clinics. The first one was open in 1990s. In 1 month, we are going to launch another clinic in Istanbul. And these are all our clinics that were opened up to date, up to today. And we have opened in November 2023 Americana Ataköy Clinic. The leading departments are urology, ophthalmology, pediatric surgery, neurosurgery, orthopedics, gastroenterology. That is well developed. Also in November 2008, we have opened the Medicana Beylikdüzü Clinic, Medicana Atehir was opened in November 2021, and we deal with general surgery, orthopedics, oncogynecology, hematology, radiation treatment, transplantation, and some other profiles can be used as well. Medical technology. You know that we are using high-tech technologies. Rehabilitation robots are used for patients with stroke, brain injury, spinal cord paralysis, and other diseases. Also, we provide CT and MRI services. Also, we have Medicana Educational Group, where we train our personnel, and Fenerbahce University is a part of Medicana Group. We have around 20 academies. A few words about our partnership. So the main partners are Fenerbahce and Galatasaray football clubs. Also, we are partnering with Istanbul Airport. And also we work with equestrian academies and clubs. And of course we are partnering with other organizations and clubs. So also I would like to show you a video about our clinics. So it's better to see your goals, implement your dreams, and to reach something new. And if you would like to touch someone's life, you have to go high. Only when you're up, you can leave a footprint. Medicana Clinical Network, with more than 30 years of experience, continues its servicing for the benefit of everyone. In our hospitals, located in many cities of Turkey, with a great staff of healthcare professionals, we are striving for the best. Because the better you are, the better we are. Every year we provide treatment to 5 million patients. So we have inpatient, 500,000 inpatient patients, and thanks to modern technologies, modern approach, we provide you the best services for diagnostics and treatment. We are planning to embrace more people, touch more lives, thanks to great hospital and centers that are being launched abroad. We are the Medicana group of hospitals. We continue sustainable growth in the healthcare and education sectors. In MBA schools under the auspices of Medicana and Fenerbahce University, we train high qualified people who value sport, art, and education. Since the day one, we have been working to improve the world, and we're using the same principles. We grow with you every day, going higher and higher. Medicana, we are with you and we support you. So probably we have some problems with the internet connections. With the internet connection, if you have any questions about Medicana, our director is here at the forum, so you can come over to this person and get some information. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Genera. It was very interesting to listen to you, to your presentation, to your comments, and your great presentation was a very interesting compliment of the previous speaker, Mr. Aksuz, and we realized that Turkey is one of the leaders in medical tourism industry. Thank you very much, dear colleagues, for sharing your experience with us. I believe that these messages were quite relevant and helpful here at the Kazan Forum. Dear colleagues, all speakers. So now we are done with the presentations and we have just 1 minute for any comments, any remarks or questions. So any volunteers? So I don't see any volunteers. That's why let's call it a day. I guess it was quite fruitful and quite interesting session during which we have discussed all main trends of medical tourism development, medical services export. We have highlighted the pain points and the points of growth on the medical services market. We have discussed experience of our partners from the IOC, our international partners. And of course, we cannot cover everything today, so that's why I would like to say massive thank you to everyone, and I invite you to our exhibition that displays medical tourism development in Russia. You can take a look at our flagship centers, and once again, I have to say that competition in medical tourism, in medical services, is a driver for development, both for healthcare system and for each clinics that would like to attract new patients. All new capabilities that are there so you can attract foreign patients. We have them in Russia. We have a friendly atmosphere, well-equipped clinics and hospitals, unique system of rehabilitation, and we are very proud of it, and we don't often see it in other countries because we have great nature and of course historical cultural legacy of our country. All this makes the Russian Federation an attractive country for foreign patients and tourists. We invite you to Russia to have treatment, and what's more, familiarize yourself with our cultural, economical, historical values and our unique history. I say thank you to everyone who took part in this session. Special round of applause to our speakers, competent speakers. And I wish you all the best. I'm hoping that next year we will see again, we will meet again here at the forum. I wish you good health and professional success. Thank you very much for being with us.